Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into a powerful concept in calculus, Taylor polynomials. We'll explore how we can use them to understand and approximate functions, specifically looking at p sub n of x as an nth-degree approximation. So, what's the big idea here? Many functions we encounter, like sine of x or e to the x, are quite complex. It's not obvious how to calculate their value for a given input without a calculator. The central goal is to approximate these complicated functions with much simpler ones called polynomials, which are just sums of powers of x. Polynomials are incredibly easy for computers, and even us, to calculate. The most basic way to approximate a curve is to use a straight line. Specifically, we use the tangent line to the function at a point we care about, which we'll call x equals a. This tangent line is a great starting point because it perfectly matches the function's value and its slope at that single point. This linear approximation is our first-degree Taylor polynomial. Called p sub 1 of x, the formula is p sub 1 of x equals f of a plus f prime of a times the quantity x minus a here. F of a sets our starting height, f prime of a sets the slope, and x minus a measures how far we are from our starting point. A straight line is a decent approximation, but only for a very small region. To get a better fit, we can use a curve. A quadratic approximation, or a parabola, does a much better job. It not only matches the function's value and slope at our point, but it also matches the function's concavity by using the second derivative. To get our quadratic approximation, p sub 2 of x, we simply add a new term to our linear formula. The new term is the second derivative of f at a divided by 2 factorial times the quantity x minus a squared. This new piece of the formula bends our approximation so it hugs the original function much more closely. A clear pattern is starting to emerge. The first-degree polynomial matched the first derivative. The second-degree polynomial matched the second derivative. It follows that a degree polynomial will match the third derivative, and an nth-degree polynomial will match the nth derivative. Each new term we add simply refines the approximation to make it an even better fit. And here is the general formula for the nth-degree Taylor polynomial. P sub n of x is the sum from k equals 0 to n of the kth derivative of f evaluated at a divided by k factorial, all multiplied by the quantity x minus a to the power of k. This powerful recipe lets us build a polynomial of any degree we want to approximate a function around a point. Let's look at a concrete example, approximating the sine function, centered at 0. The first-degree polynomial is just p sub 1 of x equals x. The degree is p sub 3 of x equals x minus x cubed divided by 3 factorial. The fifth degree adds another term. As you can see, the more terms we add, the better the polynomial tracks the true sine wave. So let's summarize the key ideas. First, Taylor polynomials are finite approximations, not the exact function. Second, increasing the degree of the polynomial generally leads to a better and wider-ranging approximation. Third, the entire process is built upon derivatives, matching the function's behavior at the center point. And finally, the approximation is always best near that center point. This isn't just a mathematical curiosity. Taylor polynomials are essential in the real world. Scientific calculators use them to find values of functions like sine and cosine. Physicists and engineers use them to simplify complex models into solvable forms. And in computer graphics, they're used to approximate lighting and physics for real-time applications. In conclusion, Taylor polynomials provide a systematic way to approximate complex functions. We start with a simple tangent line and build upon it, adding more terms to match more derivatives, resulting in an increasingly accurate polynomial that captures the essence of the original function near our point of interest.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.